Well, Jorge, we've just come from an emotionally charged press conference that you called. Tell us your news.
Well, you hear it, no? I announced that I am retiring after this race from professional racing. And this is it, I think, was the right decision to make, no? Knowing all the circumstances that I lived through my last year.
Yeah, tell us why you've retired.
Why? Well, there is not specifically one reason. I'm already 32. I've been my whole life, like I was 3 years old, with my father, training, and especially when I became professional, doing the same every year for 17 years, traveling same countries, same hotels, same tracks, suffering the pressure, injured sometimes. And yeah, obviously, very good moments, a lot of victories, a lot of success. I'm very lucky to live this life and be so much successful. But you know how it goes. Last year, I signed with Honda with a lot of motivation because I achieved one of my dreams, that is being a HRC rider. But you know, injuries came to play a big role from the beginning, and after Assen became impossible to keep motivated and to keep trying to climb that very high mountain.
So, would you say that you're retiring predominantly because of injuries?
Let's say that injuries accelerate this decision. Maybe without the injuries, I will stay and I will try to be competitive with the Honda another year. And who knows what could happen later.
How much do you think the injuries have affected your progression with Honda?
A lot. A lot, because in Le Mans, I finished 4th in the free practice 2, just 3/10 from the fastest. On the race, I finished 11, but only 14 seconds from the winner. That means less than 1 second per lap. And then in Montmeló, in the first 2 laps, I was coming into the first group, and I was very, very quick. I think that race I could finish 5, 6, so that was improvement, no? But the day after, in Monday, I suffered a very, very nasty crash. Nobody see it, but we have an image from the track, from the camera, and Alberto saw it, and he was scared. And I start feeling scared of really injure myself, because when I was rolling into the gravel, I thought I hit the air fence, I get back like 5 meters, and the bike went out of the track. Very scary. Some days later, happened another ugly one in Assen with the consequences that you know. And from that moment, I thought, this is over, I'm done with it, what the hell I'm doing here? Then I arrived home, thinking a little bit, I said, okay, let's continue, give it another try. I didn't want to make an early decision. But after that, truth is that I didn't find the motivation. I'm here to win. I'm a winner, I love to win. If I'm not able to do it, have no meaning. All the sacrifices, all the struggling.
Do you feel like when you have an accident like you had in Barcelona and then in Assen, that's so shocking? Because you've had a lot of accidents over the years, and we've seen you come back with broken bones and race. When you have an injury that scares you like that, do you think that feeling can never go away?
No. This is not a scare. It's like you don't want to crash anymore. And I still wasn't recovered perfectly from the back. Back injury is something serious. It's not one hand or one foot. It's because you can be paralyzed, no? This is the truth.
Exactly, yeah.
So I feel more respect. I didn't want to crash anymore. But it's a long process, but if you go running, you regain again the confidence. It happens also in 2008. I have several big injuries. The last one, I hit my head and I didn't remember anything. So when I come back, I was 10 or 12, and also very, very slow. But I came back, I finished second in 2009, I win in 2010, so it's possible to come back with time. But it was a combination of things. Injuries, bike that didn't suit my style, didn't feel natural, didn't have the motivation and the patience to wait another year. Years I couldn't stand staying one more year. 32 years old already, so I felt was the moment.
Do you feel as though you've achieved what you wanted to achieve? You're a 5-time world champion. Have you done everything you wanted to do in this sport?
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Much more than I ever expected. When I was little, 10 years old, 13 years old, I raced against many riders. Some of them, they were even more talented than I am, and they didn't even start in the World Championship. They didn't even enter the World Championship. I was 5-time world champion, 152 podiums, 70 victories, 70 pole position. I don't know the numbers exactly. Much more. I've been successful. Much more. So I feel very lucky, very grateful. I don't have, life will change me if I win the 6th world title or the 7th world title. Not so much.
I was thinking actually the last time that you were completely healthy was Austria last year.
Yeah.
When you were without injury.
Austria.
And you won.
Austria, then we went to England, no? Silverstone.
Yeah.
But in Silverstone we didn't race. Then we moved to Aragon.
That's right. And Aragon you crashed, then Thailand, then the whole thing started, didn't it, with the injury?
Yeah, but the first big problem was the injury in the winter. Breaking the scaphoid was tough because this little bone is so tough to heal, to recover. So I'm almost perfect now from the scaphoid. I recover from the foot of Aragon. I recover from the rib. I'm recovering from the back. So I will recover, no?
Yeah.
Finally with time.
Yeah, of course.
But it was hard. I never rode the Honda in perfect conditions.
Do you feel as though Honda gave you the best chance this year? Do you feel as though they helped you enough?
I think they try the best. They know and they try the best. The rules didn't help because we are very limited on the rules. We are every time more limited. Engines and electronic, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is also that when I start in Yamaha, the bike feels natural to me. Then some years later, Valentino went away in Ducati, and I became without a doubt, the first rider. And all the evolution, all the pieces follow my direction. When I jumped into Ducati, I was also the first rider. All the evolution came into my direction. When I came to Honda, I was not the first rider. It's normal that Mark winning 5 world titles in a row or 4 world titles in a row is the number one. And the bike, little by little, became more adapted to Mark.
Yeah.
And more difficult to more standard riders like me.
It was a tough challenge to take on, wasn't it, from your side?
Yeah, it was tough, and also Honda tried to improve the engine, but the more powerful engine creates more problems in the corners, and to feel the front, I don't know, they changed the chassis or something. The bike didn't give good feeling, so that's why we lose a speed corner compared to previous bike, and I didn't have confidence. Every time I push, big crash without knowing what happened.
You can't keep
so
on like that.
That is very difficult for
your head.
For the confidence, no, for your head.
How do you feel as though you leave Honda? Because obviously you're leaving before your contract finishes. Do you feel as though Alberto, Puig, for example, your relationship with him, how is that?
Excellent. Alberto was the one who trusted me. I called him when I knew I wasn't continuing in Ducati. I tried to call him. I didn't have so much wish that he accepted because they got Marquez and probably this could not be possible. But finally, I tried to convince him. Finally, he spoke with Honda and he convinced them. So I remember the conversation in Montmeló test, the first meeting to negotiate my move to Honda. I told him, Alberto, don't make a mistake, don't sign the wrong rider. trust me and you will not regret it. You know what happened finally. I disappoint him, but he always support me because he's an ex-rider and he knows how bad you can feel when you are injured because he suffered the same. So he always support me, always wanted that I finally get the results and stay on the team.
Yeah.
Even in Malaysia, when I say to him my decision, he finally was crying. So even if he looks very tough and very strong, he's a very sensitive and understanding person, and I really appreciate it.
And I know you talked to us last year about the fact that you faced retirement last year and you felt quite down and depressed about your career at that point. How difficult was the decision to retire this year for you, or do you think that it almost became easier looking at what was going on track?
So every time become more difficult to find the motivation, because after 10 years, 15 years, when I was in Yamaha, 9 years, working with the same people, with the same bike, with the same team, became very difficult to keep motivated. So I needed a change. So that's why I moved to Ducati. I could keep in Yamaha and probably win another world title or some more world titles, much more victories, maybe less injuries, but I needed this change. So I moved to Ducati. I regained this motivation. I have clear that I clear in my mind that I wanted to win with Ducati, and I achieved it. And this gave me a lot of motivation. I understood that if I cannot keep winning or fighting for something big, championship or races, at this stage of my career, I cannot keep motivating. So all the effort, all the struggling, all the training is not worth it. To don't enjoy on the bike, finishing 11, 15, sometimes out of the points, is not worth it, all the struggling. So the only way I keep training and pushing was the victory, the goal of the victory.
Yeah.
Without it was impossible.
I know you have to go, but one final question. What are you going to do?
Sleep. I sleep a lot. I'm a good sleeper. I sleep 9-10 hours this time without the clock, the alarm. So it's very nice to wake up without the alarm. But no, speaking seriously, do the things that I couldn't do as a professional racer, because life goes so fast.
Yeah, you have to dedicate your whole life to becoming a world champion, and everything else suffers, doesn't it?
And also life goes double fast, because you finish the race, you are thinking about the next one, your next goal. So you are with anxious, and days pass very quickly. Now I think the life will pass me very slow. So I love traveling, I love discovering new countries, new places, new restaurants.
I've got some news for you. The older you get, the faster time goes.
Eh?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I know.
Not in my position, because you weren't a rider, and you don't know how fast life passes.
That's very true.
But yeah, probably, I don't know. Let's see.
Okay, well, we look forward to your new adventures. And one final thing, your favourite moment of your entire career. If you can pick one, what would it be?
If I could pick one, I will pick. It's difficult to choose from first victory in 2003, because this liberates me from a lot of pressure, and I see, okay, I'm professional. I will not go back home. Or the first MotoGP World title in Malaysia 2010.
And your celebration? Favourite celebration?
For his celebration. Well, I was very young when I won my first world title in Malaysia, and even if the place, in Malaysia, the high building with the pool and everything was very crazy.
Yeah.
I still didn't know how to enjoy myself and be completely free in a party. Now I know how to do it. So the Ducati parties was very funny in the box. But also on Sunday night, we will have fun.
Yeah, look out, world. Jorge Lorenzo is unleashed. We wish you all the best, and thank you. It's been incredible watching you. You've been an incredible five-time world champion, Jorge.
To work with you, with all the interviews. I think we have fun together, chatting, as always. So see you next year, maybe.
We hope so.
Like a normal fun.
You'll never be a normal fan, Jorge.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to you.
Thank you.